Just want to say happy, glorious Sabbath to all those there this evening on this glorious Sabbath. For some, your Sabbath had already ended early this morning. They had talked to me, and others of us that are here in North America, and our Sabbath begins today. And I just want to acknowledge the glorious Sabbath today like never before. And I'm just praising God for what he's about to do on tonight. I want to invite all those listening to me to meet me tonight. That's right, meet me tonight, this evening at 7:30 p.m., 9240 South Cottage Grove Avenue. That's 9240 South Cottage Grove Avenue, Chicago, Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area, outside the area. We hope to see you tonight on this glorious Sabbath. It's a double holy Sabbath because tonight is in observance of the holy Passover. Now, for many of us, we've been ignorant through the history of time. We've been ignorant through religion, and we don't understand the concept of what this really means. The church has been doctrinatedly driven away from the Passover. We've been geared up and quote unquote paganized into believing that the Lord told us to watch or observe Easter. Easter was never the time that the Lord had commanded. We've been indoctrinated to believe that Passover was only of the Jews and not of the Gentiles, and so forth and so on. I dare you tonight to meet me in this anointed, glorious service. 9240 Cottage Grove, that's 9240 South Cottage Grove Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, at 7:30 p.m. at Faith Family Kingdom Center. Faith Family Kingdom Center. Amen. We're going to be there ministering tonight at 7:30 p.m. Periscope, call somebody, tell somebody in the Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana area they need to come and press their way so you can find out some revealed truth. I'm going to minister tonight more in depth about what Jesus meant in Matthew. Let me pull it up here for a moment. When the Lord was taking the Passover meal, the last Passover meal, and Jesus said in Matthew, the 26th chapter, the Word of God said that Jesus said in Matthew 26 and 26, and it said, and as they were eating, Jesus took bread, blessed it, broke it, gave it to his disciples, and said, take, eat, this is my body. Now, please understand, people of God, that this was the Passover eve. This was the eve of the Passover for Jesus, because Jesus could not take the Passover meal on the morning or during the day. He was coming into the eve of the Passover. We need to understand, according to the Hebrew calendar, that months begin in the middle of the month, not at the beginning of the month. And so, in turn, the evening began the new day. So technically, on the Passover eve, Jesus prepared and sat down to take the Passover meal with his disciples. Now, here's something that's going to be really deep and refreshing. It says that, and he took the cup, and as they were eating, Jesus took the bread, blessed it, and broke it, and gave it to his disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink you all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you that I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it anew with you in my Father's kingdom. Now I want you to pay close attention that Jesus specifically stated, after telling them to take the bread and eat the bread and drink of the cup, he said that this blood of the New Testament, this is his blood for the New Testament, which was a covenant that he was making. Now look over at Mark, and we go over to Mark, and we find that in the rendition, we find that during the time of Mark, come on back here, scripture is stuck together. In Mark, the 14th chapter, it starts off by saying, after 2 days was the feast of the Passover and of unleavened bread. And the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might take him, meaning Jesus, by craft, and put him to death. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar of the people.